get started with my lemon pepper chicken thighs, I am going to make a rub. So because this is lemon pepper, of course the first ingredient would be lemon pepper. I am using 1 tablespoon of lemon pepper, and I am using a salt-free version of this, and I wanted to show you for those curious about the brand. Now, I realized that I usually say I use Fiesta brand, but if you look at this tiny font right above the word Fiesta, it says Bollner's. So all these years I've been calling it Fiesta brand, but it's actually Bollner's Fiesta brand seasonings. So anyways, I am using the salt-free version of lemon pepper because I do want to control the salt that goes into this rub. But if all you have is one that has salt in it, just adjust accordingly. I'm also going to be using 2 teaspoons of salt. Again, you can change the ratio of that to your needs. I'm also going to be using 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of granulated onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Now, in hindsight, I probably could have used some smoked paprika. That would be quite nice. But anyways, so now what I'm going to do is combine all of these spices into one bowl and make a rub. Be sure to check the description below this video for all the ingredients and measurements used in this recipe. Okay, so once all of my rub or seasonings and spices are combined well, I am ready to season my chicken. I will be using 3 pounds of bone-in chicken thighs. I'm going to use the bone-in and skin for these chicken thighs. And what I'm going to do first before seasoning is I'm going to add lemon. So I have 1 large lemon, and I thought I filmed squeezing the lemon in this, and I did not. But basically, I'm just going to cut this lemon in half and squeeze the entire lemon inside or on top of all the chicken and coat it very well. And if you do not have a fresh lemon, if you have lemon juice, I would say use around 1/3 cup of lemon juice in this. And then I'm going to liberally season it with my rub. And I will say this, if you do not have the other ingredients like maybe paprika, you don't have to add that. And if you want to substitute the salt in this recipe for maybe like a seasoning salt, that also works. But for the purpose of it being lemon pepper, you probably want to use that in your rub. So I'm going to mix everything around, and then I'm going to place it in a baking dish. I am going to be using a 9 by 13 baking dish. Now before I add my chicken, I'm going to take my squeezed lemon and I'm going to slice it. I'm also going to slice it along with this medium to large sized yellow onion, and I'm just going to layer the bottom of my baking dish with the sliced lemon and onion. This is going to provide an aromatic lemony flavor to this lemon pepper chicken. So while I'm placing my chicken in the baking dish, I'm also preheating my oven. You'll want to start preheating your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so now that my chicken is placed inside my baking dish, I am going to get the rub and start sprinkling it on the top. I want to make sure this chicken is seasoned well. So this rub, I'm probably going to end up with some extra, but this rub is probably good for somewhere between 3 to 5 pounds of chicken. So I wanted to show you that I did not use all of the rub. Now you definitely can finish using it. Again, it just depends how much you want to season your chicken, but this is pretty good for right now. So I am going to bake this in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes to an hour. The cook time will vary. I will say this, if you do not completely thaw your chicken or it's still cold, that will definitely change the cook time. So you want to make sure that if you're weary about cooking chicken with bone in, use a thermometer and make sure that it comes up to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So I cooked my chicken for right under an hour. It's exactly 15 minutes and it is done. I want you to see how delicious this looks, and the skin is crispy. So I'm going to let this rest for around 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to serve it while it's still bubbling and it's still piping hot. So you want to let it rest. But today I am serving this with red beans and rice. I did a recipe for red beans and rice. I will be putting that video out sometime this week, so be on the lookout for it. But my family is ready to eat. My house smells, as usual, fantastic when I make home-cooked meals. So I am just going to garnish it with some of that baked onion and that lemon. And then I'm going to add some parsley. You can add fresh parsley. You don't even have to garnish it. It's good without it. But you know, for thumbnail purposes, a little pop of green never hurt. So this chicken is ready. And as usual, I have a taste tester. He's diving right in. I think his silence speaks volumes. He's a happy camper. So in the meantime, I hope you guys give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.